You sit down to write. You've been waiting for this all day. You start, and about 10 minutes in, things start flowing, and then your significant other walks in asking for a favor. Or your friend texts you to hang out. Or you remember that thing you were promised to do earlier. And all of a sudden, your writing time's gone. And you feel guilty, whichever one of the two you end up choosing. You're not alone in that feeling. But today, I want to show you how you can protect your writing time without hurting the relationships in your life. Because the truth is, you can have both. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Colby. I am a writer of fantasy and science fiction who aspires to publish a book one day. And even though my day job is a physical therapist, I am certainly not a relationship therapist. And that is not what I'm talking about here. That's not the point of this video. What I am, though, is a guy who is married, is very close to his family, and has a lot of friends that he cares about dearly, but also wants to write these books and pursue his dreams. And I think I have found a sustainable way to achieve doing that and still maintaining these relationships that are extremely important to me in my life. So let's talk about it. The first thing you need to do to make sure you're not feeling guilty is to reframe writing time and how you think about it in your brain. It's not selfish of you to want to spend time writing this book. And you need to understand that inevitably writing this book is going to require time spent away from others. And that's a healthy thing to do. Writing is an investment in your health, your creativity, and your own identity. Not only is it healthy for us to write, but when you are doing something that fulfills you, like writing, it actually helps you show up better for the people in your life outside of writing time. The second thing you need to do is to realize that not everyone needs to know why you're unavailable, but some definitely do. If my friend from back home texts me, he doesn't need a response immediately. He can wait an hour or two and I will respond and he will be happy. And it's not like I need to tell him, hey, I'm writing. Can I get back to you in an hour? All that does is interrupt your writing. And if you know anything about like getting in and out of flow, that can really disrupt an entire writing session. My wife, however, deserves and should definitely know when I've scheduled my writing time, not only because it respects her time, which allows her to do fun and meaningful things during that time that I'm writing, but because it also lets her get on board with encouraging and being a component for success in my writing time. And she can trust that because I have this time, I'm going to be present outside of it. The third thing you can do is be clear on communicating your why to the people that need to know. One of the big mistakes I made early on when I was first starting to write is I didn't communicate why it was so important to me. People thought that this was just something I like to do occasionally, like watching TV or playing a video game. They didn't realize that this is something that's extremely important to me and that I want to do this consistently, long term, and hopefully eventually have this pay the bills. Once I explained to those people that this isn't just, some side project, like this is a career dream of mine, they respected my time way more and knew that when I'm writing, that's crucial time for me. When people understand your why, it's a lot easier for them to allow you to have that time. For example, since I keep bringing her up, my wife, she's my biggest supporter in my life. And everything I do, she's always supportive. Specifically with writing, she is fantastic about letting me schedule these writing times and knowing that they're very important for my mental health and my enjoyment of life. But like I said before, because of that, when I'm outside of it, I'm very present and want to be just spending quality time with her. And communication on my why was a huge part in how that became possible. The fourth thing you need to do is to schedule writing time like a shared plan and not a secret mission. My wife knows when I'm writing throughout the week. I communicate it to her a lot. So she knows that Colby is unavailable during these times, but she also knows that Colby is available during these times. Same thing goes with people that are really close to me, like my family. They know that if they call or text me, I'm probably not going to answer during those times because I turned off notifications. The fifth one, and this I think is actually super important, is you need to define what enough is for you. It is easy sometimes if you are really passionate about something to let it consume your life. You will let it fill your time unless you put barriers on it. For me, I would probably write every moment of every day if I was given the opportunity. The thing is, I technically have the opportunity. I could create time. I mean, I work a 40-hour job, so I wouldn't be able to write during those times. But outside of that, I could let that run my life. But if I did that, I wouldn't have any meaningful time with the people I care about. That would really hurt my relationships. So I defined for me what enough is. If I can get 2 to 3 writing sessions per week, they don't have to be super long, like baseline 30 minutes, I'm satisfied. I feel that I'm filling that bucket of creativity, of passion, and I can live sustainably like that, feeling good about it. So that's my enough. And the people that I care about know that. They know if I can get that time, then I'm going to be happier. And that's just important to them as it is to me. Just like their happiness is important to me. The sixth thing is kind of like a practical tip. Utilize technology. What I mean by that is like my phone. I have a focus mode, a do not disturb mode, and I can set it to times. So, and there's customizable settings on them. So like when I'm going to write, I can set only a couple of contacts can actually get through in my phone to me. My wife and my parents. Anyone else, they know that if there is an emergency, they can either get in contact with my wife or my parents. There never is something to that level, but if there is, they're gonna get to. So because of that, it limits the distractions and helps me focus and makes that writing time more dedicated. And again, never have I had a friend or a family member be upset when I text them an hour later. They don't need a response right then. And the last one, number 7, is to stay flexible and show up fully. Show up fully for your writing sessions and show up fully outside of it. Early on, and sometimes I still struggle with this, when I have a good writing session, my brain tends to linger on the book. And I have to really think like, all right, Colby, you're done with that. Be present with these people. If I don't allow myself to do that, then I kind of have like this clouded experience where I'm not fully present for the people that care about me. So I really make that an effort. I first off stay flexible. So if my schedule waxes and wanes, I can move with it. But when it's writing time, it's writing time. And when it's not, it's not. And that's super important. But you should also know that protecting your time for writing, it doesn't mean saying no to everything. Like if your friends want to hang out and it was during one of your writing sessions, go back to your values, go back to your what is enough, and think about it. Like you don't have to say no every time. If there's something you want to go do it. And stay flexible enough to not feel guilty about it. It's not about saying no to everything, it's about being intentional with your yeses. But alright everybody, that was it for today's video. Just wanted to get on here and talk about that. If you feel like that resonated, subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting more stuff like this on the channel. Let me know if you guys have found anything else that helps you protect your writing time. Let me know in the comments. I'll read them and I always reply. But okay guys, until next time, keep writing.